Hello, Whovians, it's Lopez with the new Who Review, and tonight's story, The Invisible Enemy. What do you mean? You were sitting right next to me. You. The TARDIS is infected by an intelligent space virus called the Swarm. And the Doctor becomes host to its nucleus. Leela is strangely unaffected. The TARDIS lands on Titan, a moon of Saturn, where the crew of a refueling station have also been infected and taken over. Indeed. At a nearby hospital built on an asteroid, Professor Marius tries to save the Doctor and stop the virus with miniature clones. But the Nucleus is now as big as a human, and because of his bonding with the Doctor, has knowledge of the Time Lords and covets that power over space and time. With the help of Leela, Professor Marius, and man's best friend, the Doctor must look inside himself and reveal the invisible enemy. This four-part story first aired from October 1st to October 22nd, 1977, and was written by Bob Baker and Dave Martin, and was directed by Derek Goodwin. And to me, this was a great story. There are a lot of themes here. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Alien and Aliens, right? Also, Fantastic Voyage gets a lot of play. The sets were neat. The miniature work was inspired, I thought. The ships in space and the surface landscape of Titan with the moving elements of the space station, really cool. And the reveal of the elevator platform that lowers the ship into the moon base below the surface, really nifty. There were a couple of goofs, I guess. The hospital asteroid, the Bial Foundation, is damaged before the shuttle crash. There's a wall section that's clearly damaged before it's shot away. There are guns with no barrel holes or triggers, gun battles with misaligned laser lines or no laser lines at all, just a shaking gun. But hey, what do we say? The costumes were very, very well done, I thought. The crewmen's names were written in a cool font on the side. The helmets were this really neat tapered style I liked. And Marius's glasses were uniquely styled as well. Leela is back to her original Savage costume, and in one scene she disguises herself as a nurse in a green outfit. Speaking of Louise Jameson as Leela, her character continues to grow. She's learning to write, and she can pilot the TARDIS herself. Pretty cool. The sets had some very interesting details. In the future, it seems that spelling has changed to phonetics. That cool font I mentioned before is used on all the labels and signs in the station and in the hospital. And here are some examples. A little help, please. Shuttle airlock, spelled thusly. Isolation ward. Emergency exit. Thanks. I have to give a nod to the makeup for those infected folks. The scales and the wispy hairs. They reminded me of a Planet Earth episode about insects and the fungus known as cordyceps. I guess. You couldn't spell pleasure. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it. The Fantastic Voyage homage. Yeah. Great sets, great screen work. I thought I was reminded that Leela is dressed like Raquel Welch in 1,000,000 Years BC in her Savage outfit, but she also gets attacked by defensive cells like Miss Welch did in Fantastic Voyage. That's a twofer. I did have a problem with the fully clothed clones. Fully clothed clones, fully clothed clones, fully clothed clones, fully clothed clones, fully clothed clones. Ha, you owe me five. Cones, I said cones. I owe you five. Never mind. The micronucleus was really gritty and scary. A little black lump with a glistening eye and a translucent claw. The voice work was really great. More on that later. The fully grown nucleus is pretty cool too. It's a huge prawn, and they did a great job on the build. Maybe a little too good. There's one scene where the tendrils are hanging out of the front of the creature, and there's so many of them, and they're so long. And Tom Baker is strapped to a gurney, and he has to shield his eyes with his arm. Fully clothed clones, fully clothed clones, fully clothed clones. It's a cologne. Fully clothed cologne. What is that? That's hard. The actors were all very good. The No Small Parts Award goes to Miss Neil Coran, who plays the reception nurse with crisp precision. Very well done. All the infected actors played it to the hilt, and Frederick Jaeger is the charmingly distracted genius, Professor Marius. And let's talk about Professor Marius's dear friend, K9, voiced by John Leeson. I don't know if you can see that back there, who was also the voice of the Nucleus. K9 is an amazing little robot dog with a genius level intellect, some great gadgets, nifty abilities. At one point, K9 is infected by the swarm, but his programming shuts him down and reboots him back into a good boy. He, he has little light up eyes, his tail wags, he's got a television screen on his side, and he's wearing a little collar with a tartan pattern on it. Adorable. In the movie Aliens, Ripley's plan to destroy the monsters. I say we take off and nuke the entire site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. Leela echoes this sentiment to get rid of the swarm and their breeding tanks on Titan, but the Doctor has a better idea. He takes off and nukes the entire site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure, and he's very glad he thought of it. Back at the Bial Foundation, Dr. Marius must return to Earth and asks if K9 can go with the Doctor. And before the Doctor can say no, the little fellow rolls into the TARDIS to Leela's delight. And as the TARDIS disappears, the Professor muses, I only hope he's TARDIS trained. This story was about an intelligent virus. And right now, we are going through a pandemic in real time. And it's important that we be intelligent. This isn't science fiction. Please wash your hands, wear a mask, and observe social distancing. I thank you in advance, and I'll see you in time.